Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Listen, if you want to know how to have fun, then become an entrepreneur. If you really want to know how to have fun, it's a thrill a minute. Become an entrepreneur. Anyway, welcome to my channel. There was an old radio broadcaster that said every time he began his radio broadcast, he said, "Let's make some radio." So I'm kind of going to steal that, and I'm going to say, let's make some comics. The purpose of my channel is to teach you how to draw. And I've chosen the medium of comics to teach you how to draw. And initially I was going to live stream for an hour every day. And so far that has not worked yet. I'll get there. It's just going to take some time. And then I was going to make the video, just make a video for an hour and then post it. And that didn't work out. So what I'm going to do, and this is only temporary, it's only for us to start, I'm going to do 15-minute videos. I'll do them, and there'll be 4 of them, so it'll add up to an hour. So you'll be able to watch one video after the other and get the full hour, okay, if what I'm saying makes any sense. Anyway, what we have, if you looked at my supplies video, you'll see that I did get this book, and I used the book to lean my clipboard on. Now, one of the reasons the artists do this, oh, by the way, I just wanted to mention that this is a beginner's class. So I'm going to be going over a lot of fundamentals. And for those of you who are a little more advanced, just bear with me. I think you're going to get something out of this because of the range that I'm covering. But bear with me as I go over some of the things that you probably already know, okay? So anyway, when you're drawing, right, your face is, let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit so you can kind of get what I'm saying. When you're drawing, let me see if I can show you with the book. It's kind of hard because the camera is very close to the table. So I can't really show you what I'm trying to show you. In either case, if you can see this, the book is kind of going in this direction. Partly it's because of the way I'm holding the camera, but that has to do with the fact that this part of the book is closer to you than this part of the book. So what happens is, what we do is, as artists, sorry about that, I covered the camera as I was trying to readjust. What we try to do as artists is we try to make up for that. So we have our drawing desks, and the desks are at an angle. They're at a slant, so that when you're looking at it, you're kind of seeing the whole page in equal distance. And sorry, I'm still trying to adjust here. Anyway, what's going on is what you do is you tilt your clipboard, which is your drawing board in this case, onto the book, so that you can see better. It won't be so warped. It won't come out as warped. Anyway, one of the things I do, and you do this the way you're comfortable with, right? Some people will do this with their clipboards and write and draw this way. I happen to be a little bit different. I turn my clipboard to the side, and I turn the paper to the side. So the paper looks, it's a little weird. See how it's hanging off the edge there? But what I have is I have clipboard space here for me to continue drawing. Now I'm a lefty, so that's why I have the clip on this side. For those of you who are righties, if you want to try it this way, then you would put the clipboard on this side, okay? And I'm looking at what I'm doing, and then I'm looking at the camera. So this is why you see me adjusting it the way I'm adjusting it. In either case, this is the way I keep the clipboard. Now, what I started this video several times, and what I found out, what I was planning on doing was putting the lesson. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, so I have water here. What I was trying to do is put the lesson. I was going to put the lesson at the end, I was going to do it in the last 15 minutes. Turns out that I actually need more than 15 minutes. So I'm going to start the lesson plan. The, you can call it homework if you want, but it's not. Don't consider it homework. This is practice. This is how you get better as an artist. But I'm going to start off with that, and once I do that, it's going to spill over into the second video, and then when I finish the second video, then we'll start getting into the beginnings of creating a comic book. Okay, so in either case, understand that when you're drawing, you have 2 dimensions, right? Length and width. Okay, that's 2 dimensions, and the paper is 2 dimensions, and what you're trying to do is give it a 3-dimension feel. And 3 dimensions is you have length and width, and then you have depth, which is this part, right? So you're trying to create an illusion of depth on a flat surface, okay? And there are tricks to doing that. The easiest trick is form, and when you're drawing, it's there's a basic shape underlying pretty much everything, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you those 3 shapes right away, okay? And when I was younger, I spent time sitting down just drawing these shapes, and I haven't sat down and drawn these shapes in a long time because I see the shapes when I sit down to draw. So it's not like I need to look for them. Oh boy, that's a really bad circle. But what's good about this is that you don't have to do it perfect either. Just understand that it's there, okay? You can improve it as you go. But in the meantime, the 3 basic shapes are your circle, your square, and your triangle, okay? And these 3 basic shapes, you're going to take them, you're going to make them 3-dimensional, and you're going to twist them, you're going to pull them, and that's how you actually create everything when you're drawing, believe it or not. I'm going to show you this slowly. We're going to get there, all right? But let's start with, first I'm going to take this triangle, right? And I am going to make it 3-dimensional. Now a 3-dimensional triangle is essentially just a pyramid, right? And the way to do that is to create a line in the back here and bring a line down here. Now we can get more complicated than that in my showing you this, but can you see that now it looks a little bit different? If you throw in some shade over here real quick, now all of a sudden it looks like a pyramid. You can even put in shade on the ground. Whoops, the shade on the ground would actually be on this side. Sorry about that. You can put some shade on the ground here, and you would make that darker. And again, I'm going real fast just to give you a basic idea of what it is. So now you have a 3-dimensional object from a 2-dimensional object. When we're talking about the circle, they basically turn into a ball. Oh boy, this circle is bad. Anyway, but the reason why it's good that you see how bad it is that if you happen to be bad at it, you know that you don't have to be perfect, okay? I think that makes me a good role model. Anyway, what you do is you just put in this case, I would just put a simple shading underneath the ball. Now, there are many ways to illustrate this. I'm also going to put some shading on the ball itself, okay, just to give it a more rounded feel. And then now all of a sudden it's a ball as opposed to a circle. And it didn't take a whole lot. Sorry, I was looking at the paper. I wasn't looking at the camera. And now when you're talking about a square and you want to make it 3-dimensional, it becomes a cube, okay? And I'm going to tell you something now that I'm going to tell you to break later, okay? I'm going to kind of give you a guideline now, and I'm going to tell you to break that guideline later. So it's kind of just a temporary thing just to get us through this concept, okay? I'm going to ask you to draw parallel lines starting from these 3 corners, okay? So you draw, oops, sorry, I wasn't looking at the camera. So you draw a parallel line like that. You draw a parallel line like that. And you draw a parallel line like that. And then you draw a parallel line parallel to this, okay? Come straight down Make it as close to parallel as possible, and then you come straight across. For those of you that are too young to know what a parallel line is, parallel lines are basically two lines that never meet. Okay, they run next to each other and they never actually meet. Okay, so what we did was a parallel line here, here, and here, and then we did a parallel line to this one up here, and a parallel line to this one up here. And here we go, we have a cube. I'm going to go ahead and shade it real quick. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and this is the shadow that's on the ground. And I'm going to get into what shadows are and all that good stuff at some other point. But right now, I'm just going real quick just to show you that there's form involved. Okay? So now we have 3 dimensions. All right? Now, we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to twist our shapes around a little bit more. Okay? I'm going to start off with our circle. Okay? And what I'm going to do with our circle is I'm going to draw 2 circles here, right? Just kind of next to each other. And then I'm going to draw a line from the topmost portion of this circle to this circle, and then a parallel line underneath it from here to here. Okay? Then I'm going to grab my handy dandy eraser, and I'm going to go ahead and erase this portion here. And now we have a pipe. You see that? It's pretty cool, right? It's just a simple pipe to get you through. Another thing I want to do is, this circle right here now is 2-dimensional, it's flat. What I want to do is I'm going to turn it a little bit. And this is what I mean when I say we're going to twist our shapes around. I'm going to turn it, and then once you turn it, it becomes what's known as an ellipse. So I'm going to draw 2 ellipses. And for you professionals out there, these ellipses are going to be bad. But for you beginners, these ellipses are going to be good. It's just a matter of practice. All right? So I'm going to draw another one here. Right? And then I'm going to connect the top here. I'm going to connect the bottom here. Right? And then I'm going to erase this here. I'm going to erase this here. I'm going to erase this here. Okay? And then I'm going to put this back. Then I'm going to draw another ellipse in here. Now, by the way, I'm drawing real heavy because I want the camera to pick it up. Normally, when I do it, I just sketch it lightly like this. All right, when I draw these initial lines, I'm doing it really light like this. The reason I'm drawing this light, heavy now is because I want you to see it. I want the camera to pick it up. Okay, so when I erase it later on, it's easier to erase. Okay, just so you know that. But anyway, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Those squiggly lines. I'm doing it real fast because I just want to show you guys that we're just creating an illusion, and it's fairly easy to do. And what I just drew was a tire. You see that? It was a matter of taking the circle and twisting it into an ellipse, and then drawing, ellipses, and then there. And then the pipe was just 2 circles, and I used the concept behind the cube to make it into a pipe. Now let's do something else real quick. I'm kind of running out of time, so I'll make it real quick. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another square, right? And then I'm going to take a triangle, right? I didn't show you the square because I'm not looking at the camera, sorry. Put a triangle on top. Then I'm going to take this concept and add it to this. I'm going to draw a line like this, and a parallel line like this, and a parallel line like this. And then I'm going to draw a parallel line like this, and a parallel line like this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that square and I'm going to twist it again, make it longer, and turn it into a rectangle. And then I'm going to do another little rectangle here. I'm going to make a little X in here, rectangle here. And now we got a house. See how easy that was? Anyway, I'm going to end this video now, and then I'm going to go ahead and start part 2. Okay? Thank you.